Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into the JPR's funding live stream. This is a quick reminder for you to click the link in our description box below and head over to our COVID-19 crowdfunding campaign in association with Give India, Uplift, BCI, and the Ujala Foundation. Today we have amongst us one of the brightest JPS alumni. Without further ado, we would like to welcome Pranay Jaipuria, working under the world's most renowned electric vehicle company, Tesla. Hi Pranay, how are you?
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're good, we're good. It's a pleasure to have you here, Pranay. And to jump right in, the first question we would like to ask you is, Tesla is known to be the largest electric vehicle manufacturer in the world. What prompted you to seek employment at Tesla, and how has it impacted you as a person?
Uh, so yeah, when I started with my school UIUC, I didn't really know much about Tesla, to be honest. I was completely unaware. And I think during my junior year, I started looking for co-ops to just internships. By the way, I highly recommend doing co-ops. If your school offered them, you must find out about it and do it. Highly recommended. So yeah, I was just looking for co-ops, and I just found a position online as a engineer intern at Tesla. And honestly, I didn't give it much thought. I just applied. I didn't even check my application and just went for it. I was like, I probably won't get it. Like there are probably hundreds of thousands of people applying. Like who gets an internship applying online? And yeah, believe it or not, I got picked somehow, and I was really surprised. And I got picked. I got my foot in the door, and yeah, that's how it started. So I did multiple internships at Tesla. I think I did 3 of them with the same team, and there were a few reasons why I kept going back. And of course, the mission is a big one, but also like the people and the work culture were the other two big factors that impacted my decision, and even my personality like a lot. Like if you just talk about the mission, it's such a strong mission that like keeping electric cars aside, like there's so much that you yourself learn from that mission and impact your lifestyle. Like what do you eat, what do you do, what do you buy, what clothes do you wear. Everything changes you. I think there was a mix of working at Tesla and also living in California. But yeah, I think both of those have impacted me significantly.
That was actually very insightful. And honestly, like, I mean, right now, even I don't know much about many things, but I will really dive in and then, get some information about things I want to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Like you don't honestly like you don't really need to know a lot. Like it's okay to not know. Even now, like I wouldn't say I know a lot. Like, but the most important thing is like, are you willing to learn? Are you willing to go the extra mile? Are you like at it at all the times? So it's okay. Like explore. Right now is the time.
yeah. So, moving on to the next question, as Elon Musk promotes the 120-hour work week, could you please elaborate on the work ethic at Tesla and Elon's stress loading personality?
120-hour work week is not that common. But yes, it is more strenuous than a regular 9 to 5 job. I would say that. Um, but I don't really think of it as like a 120-hour work week or a stressful week. It's basically like what you're doing. Are you really liking it? Um, it's so important to be working in a team in the job role that you're doing that you actually love. Like then it doesn't matter like if you're working 4 hours a day or 12 hours a day. Like sometimes I start working at like 10 p.m. and I start designing, and I'm designing till like 2 3, and like I just completely lose time. And that's one thing that I love about Tesla as well. It's basically a startup, right? So like most people don't believe it, but it still works as a startup. So you have so many opportunities, like you can wear so many different hats, that it's the time to learn. Like I don't want to work like 8 hours a day and call it a day. I would rather work 12 hours and take like 4 other opportunities that I'm getting in the company. So yeah, I rather take it as like a great opportunity, and that's one of the best things I love about Tesla.
That's actually quite insightful. And our user has informed us about your academic prowess and you always pushing the boundaries. Even when it came to your IGCSEs, I think you finished them in 1 year, right? You joined JPIS in the 10th grade and had the IGs finished in a year, which is quite phenomenal. Speaking from my end of the viewpoint, because we've done the IGCSEs, and your college application was also phenomenal. Our users informed us. So could you impart some knowledge about the mentorship you received at JPS and how you went about the application process for your university?
It's been a while, but I think it was great. Like the combination of like doing IB and also receiving that mentorship under one roof is like, I think there are very few people who get that opportunity. So we all are like really lucky to be in that situation, and yeah, I would take advantage of it completely. I like, there's so many people who talk to me like, what should we do in 10th grade, like 11th grade and 12th grade, and like IB is one of the biggest things I push for. Like you have to be in IB, like you have to get that curriculum in your life. And with JPIS, how like not just mentorship for the applications, but even like your academic or like so many things. Every teacher was kind of a mentor. Like, so that was just great. Like I think those were one of my best times in my life still. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can totally relate. Like, Ayush is honestly amazing with whatever he does. Akriti ma'am's amazing. And I'm sure you had the best time with them.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is that Tesla is known for its rigorous interview and recruitment process. However, you were able to obtain an internship and job while you were still in university. Could you shed some light on the interview process at Tesla, as Elon Musk himself is proclaimed it to be tougher than most university interviews?
Yeah. The interview process for internship is slightly different than full-time. I'll focus more on full-time for now, but I'll tell you the process. It's basically you get screened. There's like a couple of phone call interviews, and then if you get picked, you have to take like a exam, and 1 hour exam, and then if you do well in the exam, then you come on site. You have like a 30-minute presentation, and there's a panel selected for you with 7 to 8 people, and they all individually interview you after your presentation. So it's a complete day process once you're on site, but there's a lot of steps before that as well. So yeah, it is quite rigorous, and you really need to know what you're saying, rather than being an expert. You should know what you did, why you did, how you did it. And yeah, believe it or not, like I flunked the first interview. Like I did 2 internships, and then I interviewed for a full-time. I did not make it. I went back to Tesla as an intern even after graduating. I did another interview with the same team. I had the panel again, and then I got through. So yes, sometimes you don't get through. You feel terrible, but yeah, I can just keep going at it. But internships is, I would recommend internships are the best way to get your foot in the door.
So I completely agree, right? So when we right now are looking for work experiences, not just at college application or something like that, but genuinely understand how the real world works, right? And I think that's really important as well. So could you just shed some light about the cultural diversity at Tesla as well, and how they, like, because you are from India, right? So what is the cultural diversity like at Tesla, and how have they imbibed this sort of environment that's growing and nurturing?
Yeah, Tesla is very diverse. Like I think most of the companies in the Bay Area are like that. Like you'll see a lot of different ethnicities, and so I don't ever see like an issue with that. In fact, like Tesla has like a diversity group, so they keep doing events and they keep involving a lot of people. So yeah, they're very active about that, and yeah, I've never seen any issues with that.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's like very diverse, and I mean, I'm sure you're enjoying yourself there because, as you mentioned earlier, that you like, I mean, you do it because you love it and you enjoy it because you're into it. So, the other question I have for you is that post working at Tesla, what would you say to your plan is for future, and how have you planned it out?
I honestly haven't planned it out. I think I've stopped planning it out like a lot in the future. But like in the short term, I would like to stick with Tesla. I like being an international student gives you some challenges being in this country. Like you're on visa and your visa situation changes, so that kind of teaches you like to be flexible. So for example, I did not get my H-1B 3 times in a row, so I probably will be moving out of the country, still working with Tesla though. So planning so far ahead is something like I've kind of I don't give it that much thought, like 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, because everything's so flexible. Like you don't know, I don't know where I'll be next year and the year after, and I'm completely okay with that. Like I somewhat kind of like it. That leaves like a lot of opportunities for me to explore, like whatever is coming my way. But yeah, short term, I definitely want to stick with Tesla. I enjoy it thoroughly, even if I go to some other country. I'm sure it'll be great.
That's great to hear. And I personally also would like to have a job at Tesla in the future. It's one of the companies I'm looking at post my university because of just the work ethic there and how it's the mindset, right? I completely agree with what you've said before, that the mindset at Tesla is quite amazing. It's a startup innovating for the future, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's a startup. Like you have to be like, but you have to have that mindset. I like it is not a cup of tea for everyone. So people do know that when they're coming in, but I'm sure you'll do well.
Thank you so much. So just another question I had for you today was so you mentioned that designing and engineering is your passion, right? So as teenagers and a lot of people watching this live stream are actually suffering to find their passion in life and suffering to find the one meaning in their life. So how did you find this passion, and what led you to finding this passion towards design and engineering?
Honestly, I didn't know much until I went to college. Like in high school, like I was good at academics. Like I knew I was good at math and physics and science in general. But like that's something that you learn once you go to college. I mean, of course, you can start in high school, but for me, it was when I went to college. UIUC being such a diverse school, offering so many programs and different courses, different organizations, helps you like schools like this helps you go out of your way and do stuff. Like one thing that I tell a lot of people is like step outside of your class. Like grades are great and everything's at one place, but you need to step outside. You need to get your hands dirty. You need to create something. You need to build something. That's what we look at. Like that's what's important. So don't worry about grades as much as doing something. So you can do, and that's something you can start from like even high school. Like you don't have to sit in class all the time. Like step out, make something, do something different, and yeah, you'll stumble upon something that you like eventually. It might take you longer than a lot of people, but that's fine. Like it's not a race.
I definitely agree, and I think that's one of Elon Musk's psychologies as well, right? Like you don't like school doesn't matter as much as getting experience, right? He mentions that college is just for the experience. If you want a job, you don't have to go to college, right?
Yeah.
So So one thing I just want to follow up with you is about your experiences at college, right? How have the experiences at college helped you with your career and helped you grow as a person? Because you are attending the University of Illinois, that has one of the most renowned engineering programs, right? So how has it developed your career and your working like ethic and your working mind?
Yeah, I think like I was saying, like UIUC is so diverse that it kind of gave that platform to do different things. Like you see so many people trying different things. Like even though if you're an introvert, like I was when I came to school, you see people around you doing so many different things. You tend to go out, and I think that kind of helped me step out, like do different or join different organizations, even if they were for maybe a month. But I tried. So those kind of things. And like for me, design courses, like it was kind of embedded in the course itself. Like we had projects, we had different design projects. So that kind of showed me like, okay, this is what I like. But there's so many organizations, like I had so many friends with different curriculum, like I learned so much from them. So I think UIUC kind of impacted me in that sense.
Yeah, I'm sure people who are like aspiring to work for such big multinational companies would honestly take something with them after this interview and this session. So, talking about multinational companies, as we would soon be applying for jobs at multinational companies and all, what are the three most pivotal aspects of your application that truly made you stand out?
Like I was saying, like you have to step out, you have to do things. Like we, or I would say at least me and like most of the people on my team, like I don't think we give, like there's some weightage to like grades and school that you go to, but for us most important thing is like what did you do except that, and did you do you know what you did, how did you do it, and for why? Like these are the questions we kind of look for. And it doesn't matter if it's even in your field of line. You might be doing something else and we are hiring you for something else, but it absolutely doesn't matter. What matters is like how quickly can you adapt, how quickly can you learn things. And you don't have to be an expert or the smartest person in the room, but you have to be the one that's going above and beyond. So that's basically what we are looking at when we are hiring. I think most of the people are looking at when they're hiring straight out of undergrad specifically.
So I think that mindset is actually quite familiar to the mindset of admissions officers, right? Because apart from your grades at the US, they take a more holistic approach, right?
Correct.
So could you also shed a light about your application process to University of Illinois and how you went about the essays, your extracurriculars, and how just at JPIS the counseling enabled you to reach the top of your.
Yeah, I think it's been a while if I remember the details, but I think in a bigger picture, um, we were kind of already in that mindset from the beginning. Like as soon as you enter 11th grade, you are doing extracurricular stuff. You're part of the council, like yourself, like you are doing such amazing thing right now. All of this counts. All of this like grooms you, and it shows in your application. Like it shows how you write the essay and when you're interviewing for a school. So I think JPIS provided us that platform from the beginning, and it kind of groomed us to excel in our applications as well. And of course, the added benefit of Ayush Bhaiya's experience and Manisha ma'am helping us check our essays or like giving us input, and like all of this combined was such a great platform that it's just I think we are all very lucky, like I said before.
I completely agree, right? We're undergoing the same process as you, and we're just writing our extended essays, IAs, and
Right.
application essays right now, right? So, could you talk a little bit about if you do remember, about the extended essays and IAs that you did? Because it's a very rigorous process, right? And your academic
Mm-hmm.
prowess is obviously phenomenal. So, could you give us some advice about how to go about the IAs and the extended essays and how they really shine out in your college application and your college interviews?
Yeah, I think I would say like think differently. Like a lot of people, like you see a lot of people around you, they're doing something specific, and but try to put yourself out of the box. Like there's this one distinct IA that I did. I think it was for physics, where like we were trying to figure out, the IA was like I was trying to figure out like the projection of the ball. But instead of using the ball, we saw sprinklers outside, and I used sprinklers to use like the projection and try to find like how high will it go and all of that basic physics stuff. But so like stuff like that, like I still remember, it's been what, 8 years. It kind of helps you like talk to people about it, like in your applications and in your interviews. So yeah, think outside the box. It can get strenuous. Like IB is similar to like college and even like what you do at work. There's so much going on, but what's important is like you learn something out of it. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Try to learn something so that you remember, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's like very illuminating. And people who are watching this live stream are maybe like ninth graders, eighth graders who would obviously be inspired if they're like aspiring engineers or like into arts or whatever. They'd obviously be motivated to do something like that. And other than that, I mean, you've also been a ninth grader. So what advice would you give a ninth grader, and what would you tell yourself, like your ninth grader self, to do?
I would definitely say like if I had a chance to go back, like I would do more of like the extracurriculars. Like in high school, I think we definitely had our share of fun and we also did academically well. But something like in college that I got diverted was I focused too much on grades. So like I was telling you, like go outside, do all of this. It's because I know that I missed out on that. So that doesn't begin in college though. Like from ninth grade onwards, like go outside, like explore. Grades are important, but they're only a certain section of your life. Like you need to explore more stuff before you can even like as soon as possible. Like I wish I had learned like computer science when I was in ninth grade or 10th grade and dipped my hands in those kind of curriculum or doing some project. So yeah, don't just stick to the books, like try different stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure, but teachers watching this interview would go like,
I'm sure.
so with that, we come to an end of our session. And thank you so much for your time in helping us understand the recruiting process at one of the largest firms in the world. Your insightful words about work ethic at Tesla has truly been inspiring for us and all our viewers. This is a quick reminder for you to click the link in our description box below and donate to our COVID-19 crowdfunding campaign in association with Give India, Uplift, BCI, and Ujala Foundation. Once again, thank you so much for taking our time to answer our questions.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for making me a part of this initiative. You guys are doing amazing, helping people out there. Keep doing that. Like, don't stop. Even right now, like even in your life, like no matter where you reach, the most important thing is helping people, making your contacts. So you guys are doing phenomenal. I'm really proud to be an alumni of JPIS. So keep doing that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.